right here on See Today. Yes, we are now entering our second hour of the program. It's time for our first discussion of the day, in which we'll be discussing about how to mitigate reduced waste problem, which has become a global crisis. But before that, I want to ask Aline, how is, in your household, you try to mitigate? Are you doing the recycle, reuse, reduce in your household?
Yes, thanks to the initiative from the head of our residential complex,
Yes.
or Pak RT.
Yeah.
Now we have like an organization every weekend
Yes.
to be there on our housing complex, so we can drop all the recycled waste to
Right.
this organization. And also we have like a very big box.
Yeah.
So for example, there is no pick up from
Mm-hmm.
them. There's this big box where we can put all the recycled waste there.
Oh, that's good. This
So,
is
like-
such a great initiative because, I mean,
Yes.
back in the States, we know there's a lot of big, large bins usually. So if there's no pickup, we can just throw it there. But I don't see that, it's very rare for us to see that, especially right here in Jakarta.
I think it's great to have such initiative from the head of the unit of the residential, or Pak RT,
Yes.
because it is really helping the people there, right?
And then also making our children know the adaptation of this lifestyle and also the culture of recycle, reduce, and reuse. Well, definitely, it's great for you. Wish that I can live in your complex. But right now, what else that we can do? Now, to know more about reducing waste problem, joining us in the studio, we have Duitin co-founder and chief marketing officer, Adijoyo Prakoso, or known as Joko. Mas Joko, good morning. Thank you so much for being here with us early in the morning. So let's talk about Duitin right now. It is established back in 2020, but we want to know more of the initiative and what is the behind background story between you and also the founders of Duitin.
All right, first of all, very excited to be here. And actually, the background is what actually set us apart.
Yeah.
That makes us unique in a way. So, Duitin was founded by 3 people actually, and me as one of the founders. And we were once scavengers to begin with for about a year and a half in Banjaran, Bandung. And being a scavenger, we see 2 main challenges. First of all, is like 90% of the waste that we are able to obtain, we need to purchase it.
Okay.
From like SMEs, street vendors, warungs, right?
Yeah.
And secondly, there's a huge opportunity knowing that a lot of Indonesians don't really sort their waste.
Yes.
So
Yes.
we see there's opportunity for us as scavengers to be able to obtain those waste from households. So that's actually what is Duitin. We are a digital platform that connects the informal waste sector to the household, and at the same time giving an access for the household like yourself to be able to order a pickup of the recyclable waste and then have a picker pick up the recyclable waste.
Okay, for those who haven't used the app, this is, I think, very practical, and thank you for the innovation. It really helped us to contribute to reduce the waste and also the recycling process. So tell us how this works. Maybe you can show it to the camera.
Actually, what you need to do is before you download it, you need to firstly sort your waste based on the categories.
Yes.
So this is also the wet and dry waste, because sometimes I felt like some people here in the eastern region don't know yet about the dry and the wet ones.
Yeah, I mean, we try to make it simple, so we have like big categories.
Okay.
So that everyone at home can start very easily. So like plastic goes into one category, we have a paper base goes into the other category. I mean, waste sorting is quite challenging for a start. I mean, like plastic itself, there's like hundreds of types of plastic.
That's right.
Yes.
But you don't need to know that at first, right?
Yes.
Like all kinds of plastic, like for instance, plastic bottles. What else? Even a broken or cracked bucket or a plastic chair.
Yes.
You can like collect or sort it into one category, and then we can pick up like used cooking oil, even used baby diapers we can pick up.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yes.
Yeah, that's right.
That's awesome.
And after you already sort your waste, it doesn't need to have like you need to have like all the categories. No, just start with one category.
Like 5 bins in the house.
You don't need to do that for a start, right?
Yeah.
It's too much of a hassle.
Yeah.
So start with 1 or 2.
Yeah.
Whatever you find it more convenient, and then you just click start.
Okay,
Or
so
mulai.
this is the app. Just click start.
And then you
We
select.
can have it zoom in.
Yeah, and then you select the recyclable waste that you have at home. So
Okay.
we have multiple categories. And for instance, you have plastic, and then you type in the estimated weight.
Okay.
Just the estimated, that's fine.
You don't need to weight it yourself.
You don't need. So we want to make the experience as simple as possible,
Okay.
right?
Yes.
Yes.
And then you type in, if you have other categories, you just type in the amount as well. And then from there, you can see the estimated rewards that you can obtain.
Yes.
Right. And then you select the location of the pickup, and then you
Okay.
order.
Okay. Maybe we
Okay.
can show it to the
So
There's a camera right there to see.
camera.
It is very seamless, by the way, knowing that it's just very simple.
Okay. And
So-
then we decide where is our location, and then also we can set the time for our
Pick up?
waste to be picked up. So this is
Nice.
very practical, and we get reward as well.
Yes.
So do we have to pay for the pickup fee?
actually, no.
No.
So you at least have to have at least 3 kgs.
Okay.
So
For
it's,
you, for you to pick up this waste.
It's not that hard.
Mas Joko, what are the rewards? Because do it in means you'll get our money. So do it in, let's make money out of it.
Yeah, actually, duitin is short for daur ulang itu ini.
Yeah,
so
that's
recycle
right.
this and that.
Yeah.
Oh, it's not
But
really
then-
like make it
You can
into
make it
money.
like
It's not
correct.
monetize this.
Yeah, but a lot of people mistaken us for fintech.
Yeah. Yeah.
But actually, it's short for daur ulang itu ini, and yes, you get rewards.
Yes.
And you can use those rewards to purchase like digital products, like for instance, data package, a mobile credits, or
Yeah.
even electricity voucher.
Yes.
And then, if you don't want to buy digital products, you can cash it out.
Right.
So
Okay. Oh, you can cash it out.
Yes.
You can
Okay.
actually cash it.
That last one really brings it to here.
Wow.
So very ibu-ibu.
Let's
like
be more
madam of the
diligent in
house.
sorting the waste.
Yeah.
That's right.
And this is so, I appreciate how practical it is. How to make it sustainable? I know this is costly, like to pick up the waste, to maybe how far is the coverage right now?
I mean, the coverage itself, we started in Jakarta.
Yes.
And then we expand our coverage to South Tangerang, Bandung,
Right.
Yogyakarta, and Semarang.
And also, I'm very curious in regards to the process after you pick up. So, do you have your own waste bank? Like, you have your own headquarters, of course.
Correct.
What do you do? What's the process after that at Duitin?
Okay, so every time we pick up recyclable waste from the household and also corporates as well.
Okay.
And those recyclable waste could be sent to our MRF center in those 4 areas, like
Okay.
Jakarta, Bandung, Yogyakarta, Semarang. And then we sorted in more detail, right? Like plastic, there's lots of types of plastic, even colors. We need to separate that.
Yeah.
And then we pack it up and we send it to the manufacturer. So basically, we're trying to simplify the supply chain of the raw materials to be able to be then processed by the manufacturer.
Right.
Okay, so I was just wondering because, of course, there's a cost, right, for picking up the waste, and how you make this activity or
Yeah.
this startup, if we can say, like sustainable financially.
Yeah, of course. I mean, there's multiple revenue streams, of course, because I mean, starting up a startup, it's like setting a company. It's like setting a conventional company.
Yeah.
You need to be sustainable financially. So there are a few revenue stream. Like first of all, we collect 20% processing fee out of the transactions that occur between the picker and the household. Like for instance, I'm a picker. Before I can take your order, I need to top up my credit beforehand.
Oh.
Okay.
And then after I top up my credit, like for instance, I top up 100K, I come to your house, pick up your recyclable waste, and turns out your recyclable waste is worth 100K. I give you the 100K and you will receive 80K. Because Duitin takes 20% processing fee out of that transaction.
Yes.
And then you purchase digital products, we take a little cut as well.
Okay.
Right? And after the recyclable waste has been sent to our MRF center, it's been sorted out, and we send it to the manufacturer, and the manufacturer actually purchased that particular recyclable waste from us. So we try to make the business as profitable or as healthy as possible.
Of course.
Because knowing we want this initiative to sustain in a longer time.
And a longevity
Wow,
too.
this is very helpful to many stakeholders.
That's right. And then just in wondering towards that, I mean, if we go back to our first discussion, you were actually saying that you and also your co-founders was actually scavengers before.
Yeah.
In regards to this, are you also utilizing, the scavengers around those, 4 areas to be a part of your team? I mean, they are somewhat, like you were saying before, I did not know when, actually you were picking up some waste from these SMSAs or maybe small vendors that you have to pay. This is something that's very new for me too.
Yes.
And then yet alone, if you go to household, we don't know how to kind of sort there's a lot of things, there's a lot of challenges. And I think that, these waste scavengers can be the agent of change for you and also for the community.
Yeah, I mean, there are a lot of moving parts in our process. And yes, we do empower those informal sectors to be able to be on board as we can say like an online picker.
Okay.
So, normally they purchase waste, right? And then they go around the blocks or around their neighborhood to purchase waste from the street vendors.
Yes.
And what we're trying to do is we want them to still keep doing that, but at the same time go online and receive orders from the household. So yes, we work together side by side by them, and we get a lot of inputs from the household and the picker to make the process as easy as possible from all parties. And including myself, I mean, on the weekends, normally I also still pick up recyclable waste to get more insights from the household.
Really?
I mean, we need to improve, right?
Yes.
So we need others like point of view.
Wow. Very, very interesting story.
It is very enlightening to know there are such a new startup just like yours.
So I think this is like the real green jobs, those scavengers, and also this organization or this startup. I would like to know how much impact Duitin has made on the environment as well on for the community and the informal sectors.
Yeah, so there are two impacts that we continuously track. Like for instance, one is the environmental impact for sure. It's based on the amount of recyclable waste that we obtain. Like currently, up till last month, we reach over 1 million kilograms of waste that we handle.
Okay, wow.
And those comes from like over 29,000 orders from the households.
Yeah.
And from that number, we can see like the types of waste from the 1 million plus recyclable waste, right?
Yes.
So by that we can see like the amount of trees that we save, the amount of CO2, CH4, oil, water. We also track that.
Yeah.
And not only that, the second one is actually the social impact as well, like the impact in the livelihood of the informal sectors.
Yes, right.
And also for the household as well, right? Because knowing that we give out like rewards for the household, it's not like your typical like middle class household. It can come from like all the layers of society.
Right.
So you're like increasing the income, an additional income as well from the household that comes from like the other part.
Yeah,
right?
most definitely though, but just knowing how Indonesia is the 4th most populous country in the world, and will also produce one of the largest plastic waste in the world. How do you from Duitin try to not brainwash, to kind of like change the cycle, the lifestyle, all the culture here? We've seen that the government already made a lot of tools on like, those bins, those recycle, reuse, but it's very hard, for the people or the community, trying to make an impact or try to utilize it as well as they could. So how can you kind of change that kind of social factors and the culture itself so then we're adaptive to like Duitin?
Yeah, I mean, since you mentioned about the bins, I mean, the government already like put a lot of bins in like a common area, right?
Yes.
Like started off with 2, and then come to 3, and then if I'm not mistaken, I see more than 5 bins at one locations. But what I'm saying is that one of the main challenge actually is education, because even us, we don't know what does that 3 bins means, and which trash goes to which bin, right?
Yeah.
I mean, the education is very important in Indonesia, awareness and education. So when is the last time we got educated by the informal education about sorting our waste?
Yes.
Yeah.
You can't even remember, right?
Right.
So I think education is key. So that's why in Duitin we believe that we need to educate as much people as possible, like from kids, right?
Maybe creating an event for parents as well as for the children, because it starts from home, right?
Correct. It starts from home, and also a lot of kids spend most of the time at school as well.
Yes.
So that's why we are currently connecting with brands as well to promote like sustainability, not only at home but
Like social responsibilities.
correct.
And maybe a more harder laws and regulation, because if you go to our neighboring countries such as Singapore, we know for sure like we cannot litter at all.
Exactly.
And then there's already the bins and we know where's the papers and where's the plastic.
But when you go back here, right?
Right. Yeah, we don't adapt that anymore.
Yeah. I mean, that's actually that comes to 2 parts. One is the law enforcement,
Yes.
but law enforcement cannot be like you cannot really push if the ecosystem, not the ecosystem, the
system
system itself is
Yes.
it's not set right.
Yeah.
So it's like chicken and egg. You need to
Yes.
Just short answer, what's next for Duitin?
For sure, we want to increase our capacity
Of course.
because the demand is really high.
Yes.
We want to expand to more areas as well, knowing that turns out a lot of people really wants to recycle their waste. So that's why we open up our WhatsApp center. So whenever you can't find a picker, you just WhatsApp us through WhatsApp center,
Yes.
and then we make sure that we get your recyclable waste pickup.
There you go. Mas Joko, it's a pleasure to have you. This is Mas Adijoyo Prakoso as
Very happy
Duitin
to be
co-founder
here.
and chief marketing officer. And definitely Duitin is set to make a difference and an impact right here in our nation, Indonesia. Thank you
Yes.
very much, Mas Joko.
Thank you so much.
And now we're set for another commercial break. When we return, we'll bring you the world headlines right here from the C Morning Show, only on See Today. We'll be right back.
Thank you so much.